Let us extend our humble salutations to the truth, to reality, by recognizing, acknowledging, accepting its presence, and seeking the blessings thereof for our own realization of that reality. Let us accept the presence of the Ishvara, the kind, compassionate Lord, taking care of evolution of all jivas, including us. Let us salute his various expressions in the form of various Shaktis, powers, Devatas. Let us acknowledge the kind, compassionate contribution of the entire Guru Tattva, Guru Parampara, our own Gurus, Acharyas. Like every professional tries to help the world honestly through his profession. So too the profession of all our Gurus, Acharyas, Saints is to selflessly guide us for our own perfection and realization and liberation. They deserve, need our salutations not for them but for ourselves. Let us salute the Shruti Mata, Smriti Shruti Purana Itihasa. Our salutations to the Shastras is by our Nirantara Adhyayana. Welcome, salutations to each of you, the sincere Jignasus, Mumukshus, Sadhakas, Sevakas, Dharma Samstavakas, and Bhaktas of Bhagavan, then the Shishyas of the Guru Parampara. Today's thought for 2-3 minutes. Thanks that we are born in Bharata Mata in Sanatana Dharma. So, except some spoiled brand, Big Develo, for various reasons, maybe comprising 10 or 15%. The remaining 80 to 85% of the Sanatana Dharmins, or maybe 75, are so wonderful that even though they are materialistic, money mongering, bhogis, quarrel for the things with everybody, yet almost all these 60-70% of them believe in God. Every day, something or the other spiritual practices they do, each one differently. That's why, if you observe the Indian Sanatana Dharmins houses, maximum of them, exceptions to have between the time of 5:30 to 8:39, every house almost something spiritual goes on. As I said, except some spoilt brands. And especially grahasthas, the bachelors वगैरह, we can't expect from them, they are in different world. But the all grahasthas, है ना, the Deeparadhanas, the pujas, the Ghantaravam, Shankadhvani, the Mantrocharana, or at least listening to some spiritual satsang, bhajana, kirtana. Everybody does it except few. Wonderful it is. That's how the culture dharma is sustaining. That's how repeatedly they are or we are born again in Hinduism, Sanatana Dharma, which is the best thing for moksha liberation. But our discussion today is after saying so, example is what's the difference between them and us who are from last so many days or years are regularly listening to the Upanishads, which are teaching the highest of the truth. Are we also superficial, some spiritual uh, things doers, and within pakka again samsari like any one of them, totally into the indulgences, etc., then there's no difference between them and us, no special benefit of exercising so many of the efforts and struggles in trying to study the Upanishads. definitely there must be a change in us, difference in us. The difference is going introverted, becoming deeper, slowly weaning away our attention from the effects to the causes, from the grosser to the subtler, from the outer to the inner, from the not self to the self. If this process has not started, then as they are doing something or the other, we are also doing something, maybe the study of Upanishad. But no difference, no change at all. Then such is not the one which is going to yield a result of liberation. So from now on, our focus is on how much I am attending to my upadhis and then quietening them, making them unagitated, calm, quiet, especially the antakarana, freed from the restlessnesses in it, restlessnesses because of its habit, because of it giving so much value to the outer situations, outer objects, outer people, outer experiences. You know, it is conscious effort. If its effort is not done, habitually by giving so much value to the outer things, happenings, we get always in the mood of distraction, disturbance, agitation. In short, no calmness, no peace, no single pointedness, no purity, no subtlety. Such one always will be in the world worldly only. He cannot be going toward the substratum, the truth, the reality. Therefore, our attention now is to create and maintain this inner purity of the heart, to create and maintain the inner calmness of the heart, to create and maintain that focus attention on what goal we have chosen, and to create and maintain that sukshmata always. सबसे important antarmukha. Antarmukha are only two things. One is focusing on upadhis, antarupadhi, and managing them for what we said just now. The Shuddhata, Sukshmata, Ekata, Antarmukhata, and Shakti. Purity, subtlety, single pointedness, and powerful. Sattvic. Second thing is, with that, our attention we slowly gather or we pay on the substratum, not the superimposed. It should click, that's all. And it should be little bit practiced till it becomes a habit. Once it becomes habit, then everywhere we are not seeing superimposed, we are seeing substratum. That practice helps us on the seat of meditation also to go beyond the outer superimposed and focus on the inner substratum. Isn't it? So whatever we see the world outside, see the substratum like somebody is talking. Words we know, but the substratum is the speaking organ, the speech, the mouth. Focus on that. So too, you see lots of waves on a river water. Okay, let them go on, but attention is to be on the substratum water, which is little tougher exercise. But we are meant for that only as spiritual seekers. Hannah, you go to a temple. So the pujari gave you the coconut or that. So everybody sees coconut, but go to the coconut tree from the coconut for the mere or sheer purpose of developing the habit of seeing the substratum, not that which has come out of it. Seeing the cause, not the effect. Just for the practice of it. है ना? Like somebody succeeded in the world. Everybody lauds him, appreciates him. But our attention should be on the cause of his success. Ki how much he might have worked hard, sacrificing so many of the comforts, etc. है ना? You are eating the food. Everybody looks at the food, rice, chapati. Go to substratum. The rice or the gehu or Even you can think that crop, paddy, etc., or even the earth, or even the kisan, whoever has worked. Like the rice I am getting here, किस राज्य में किसने कौन किसान ने किस खेती में बनाया होगा, है ना? It's only a practice, nothing to do with any other thing, but go to the cause. So your child, has done something wrong, let us say. So everybody becomes angry, disturbed, scolds, but go to the cause, substratum. Why he might have done that, influence of outer world, or his own nature, or I did not take proper care. Casually, not becoming worried, sentimental. Then, if the cause is repairable, repair kar do. है ना? When you see a car, a vehicle, good, everybody sees. But go to the cause, right from the place where it is assembled and the place where the parts were made, even to the extent who must be the one who basically discovered an engine, mechanical, which moves with the petrol in a particular manner when all are arranged, and the intelligence of the people later on, how they assembled all the necessity comforts for the driver or traveler in that car, है ना? पहले तो सिर्फ इंजन ही बनता है ना, जो आगे चलता है कोई फ्यूल लेकर. After that, to control that, the steering, somebody thought of it. To increase the speed, the accelerator, somebody else added to it. To put the stop wherever required, brake, somebody put it. The gears, the clutches, no, not one fellow. Each one genius has thought over and made it. Then who made the chairs, and who made that chair flexible to bend forward or back depending on the length of the driver. छोटा है लंबा है ना? If the driver is tall, then it has to be back pushed. If short hai, to will come front. Everything is a thinking, intelligence there. Then left side another seat, पीछे और पीछे दो. Then लगेज के लिए डिक्की किसी ने रखा, है ना, तैयार किया. Everything is beauty. Then the windows so that you can see outside, outsiders and can see you. Then the other things of the music system, the ACs, so many other things went on. Even the handle to open the door of the car. Somebody, some intelligent fellow. Even those pockets behind the seat or here and there to put the water bottle. Kuch bhi. And now our thing is to activate our intellect, our job, so that it starts hunting the cause. The moment we hunt the cause, the effect, influence of the effect goes away. All problems are there in the effect. Go to the cause, there's only a solution. You know, everywhere when we are in the world, hunt the cause, and that habit should help us even on the seat of meditation. When the thoughts come, bad cause, remove that. The thoughts come, good cause. But right now they are not required on the seat of meditation. Just keep away the cause, the effect goes away. So too, the entire inner personality, where from it is coming, where is it staying, where is it going, in the cause hunting, done for not as we say so easily, for many, many days, years, slowly, by the grace of God, we'll be able to become absolutely calm and quiet, to be able to intellectually appreciate first that there is something cause definitely. Then, as Shastra told, thus cause cannot be the objective. Therefore, slowly we start nearing towards the subjective self as the cause of everything, which is a big leap. ऐसे नहीं होता जैसा कहा हमने. It takes many, many years or lives of extra exercises. So, we have started our topic discussing That what's difference between us, we are studying Upanishads every day, and others like them for 1 or 2 hours morning, evening, doing something spiritual. Whole day, pakka 100% they are samsari, as if nothing to do with what puja has done, etc. Are we the same? Then we are no different at all. We must be different. The difference is this Upanishadic knowledge, should sink into us for our experience. For that, we are saying, develop a knack, no more of attending to the effects, but on to the cause. Make a habit of it. You know, like anything, a crime is done. They go for the cause hunting only. Then only the severity, the punishment, etc. A diseases come. So go to the cause only. What is it? How to treat it? Everywhere it is. Without knowing cause and repairing there, you can't change the effect. That way, when we keep on exercising, then that gives us an idea. Oh, the self is the cause of all. So when I withdraw attention from the effects and focus on the cause, I recognize it. These thoughts start clicking to us. Once these important things click, then we will understand why and what is said in all Upanishads, and then how to use them. How to use them on the seat of dhyana to recognize me, my own self, which is the purpose of these Upanishads and these satsangas and the worship of the Lord or the Gurus and remembering them, what exercises we are doing every day. So may thus we fulfill our life by consciously traveling towards ourselves, at least to some extent. Success we are not worried about. Our concern is, are we becoming dynamic, active, requiredly aggressive enough to take up the challenge of doing the sadhana indicated by the Shastras to reach the goal indicated by the Shastras? How much aggressive, how much active, how much dynamic we are. Because with all the knowledge learned, still we can remain static without doing anything practically. Thus, no, we don't reap any result of knowing the things. That mind, intellect, equipment, if it is not fully trained by our gurus, by being under their guidance, can anytime trap us or distract us, or that can, it has its own way of not allowing us to grow spiritually. One of them is dynamically everything is heard, understood, but practice is zero, static. Whereas the experience comes only when the things are done practically. So, thus, let us show to ourselves, to the Lord, to Shruti Mata, our sincerity and commitment for spiritual growth by trying to implement what we studied in the Shastras. The one technique we discussed today is the cause hunting. Before that, attention on the inner equipments. They have to be calm, quiet, single pointed, pure, and very sublime. Whatever is to be done to achieve it, maintain it, that is sadhana. Anything by which we are not valuing our inner equipments and allowing them to get impurified and distracted, whatever the reason it is. The reason can be very small, minute, negligible, it can be a big also. For either of the reason, when we are not caring our inner personality, allowing it to get spoiled, that's we are in samsara. And another addition we can have today is throughout the day, those small little uh, what you say, the packages of 10 minute, 15 minute, 20 minute, जितना हो सके उतना. Trying to become introverted is a very healthy, very productive, useful habit. One can develop it. It helps a lot. We may not go deep. To go deep into the heart, consistently one has to sit for 4 or 5 hours continuously, depending on his mind's maturity. It's okay. That will come to us maybe in Little later, okay, but now I'm enjoying my life. You know, like the one who enjoys eating, very intelligent. And also luckily if he has got lot of money, Mano. So he will have all the best qualities food everywhere kept in the house. बेडरूम में है, किचन में है, हॉल में है, बरामदे में. So wherever he goes on munching and enjoying. So to a person of enjoyment, let us say TV. He will have TV everywhere, isn't it? In 3-4 TV is there for him. हॉल में भी है, एक्सरसाइज करने वाले रूम में भी है, even bedroom. So he'll just go on, isn't it? Everyone they have their own way of finding their own entertainments in whatever the way they can. For you and I, the only goal being spiritual, we also, wherever the time gap comes, 5-10 minutes, was take the name of Lord. Best, consciously. Higher is doing a bhajan. Because in taking the name of the Lord, it being so easy, distractions are more. बिकॉज ईजी है ना, हो गया हो नारायण. अब माइंड से कह दिया ना भाई मेरे को घूमने दो. बट व्हेन यू डू ए भजन, इट्स ए लॉन्ग वन. It has to have the raga and all. Therefore, mind is forced to concentrate for more time. If it is stotram, higher than that. Because in the stotram, the shloka, you have to know sequence of the shloka, every word. The effort of that itself is the focusing mind or mind को concentrate करने का inner technique. Inner mind को concentrate करने का technique. 2 मिनट 3 मिनट है ना. श्री कृष्णाष्टकम written by आदिशंकर भगवान. भजे व्रजैकमण्डनम है ना. समस्त पाप खंडनम. यू नो, पढ़ लो. 2 मिनट 3 मिनट. These are the small little things when we master. Later on, we can extend it for unbroken sitting for 20 minutes, 30 minutes. Thereafter, 40 minutes, 1 hour. If we can get that 1 hour morning, evening, able to do the best of the sadhanas at that time, very nice. If we can add them in the daytime also, trying to finish the works very, very quickly and then take up them, so it shows we are very inspired, very interested, very much kind of zealous. huh? Then we are wanting to know the truth. ये ऐसे बंदों का ये लक्षण होता है. That maturity level we are going to come to, we can consciously also come. At the lower level, the routine is there, regularity is there, but not much enthu, not much inspiration. चलो चल रहा है बस. Good one that also. Better than others who are irregular, insincere and non-committed. उनसे better है, but not the best. So maybe this way, every day find newer and newer techniques to inspire ourselves to do the thing to be done. Sadhanas for our spiritual growth. Let us see what's today. The beginning of third chapter started. Sambandha Bhashya we are seeing. Then the Prathama mantra and the discussion of it in the Aitareya Upanishad. Om. 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 Om Sahana Vavatu Sahano Bhunaktu Sahaviryam Karavavahai Tejasvinavadhitamastu Ma Vidvishavahai. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Namo Brahmadibhyo Brahma Vidya Sampradaya Kartrubhyo Om Sharushibhyo Mahadbhyo Namo Gurubhyaha. ओम निधये सर्वविद्यानां भिषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः. शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः. श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादशङ्करं लोकशङ्करम्। ॐ करुणावरुणालय पालय मां भवसागरदुःखविदूनहृदं रचयाखिलदर्शनतत्त्वविदं भवशङ्करदेशिकमे शरणम्। ॐ ब्रह्मानन्दं परमसुखदं केवलं ज्ञानमूर्तिं द्वन्द्वातीतं गगनसदृशं तत्त्वमस्यादिलक्ष्यम् एकं नित्यं विमलमचलं सर्वधी साक्षिभूतं भावातीतं त्रिगुणरहितं सद्गुरुं तन्नमामि। परब्रह्मणे श्रुतिमात्रे समस्तब्रह्मविद्याचार्येभ्यो ऋषिभ्यो मुनिभ्यो गुरुभ्यो देवताभ्यो नमः। श्री ऐतरेय उपनिषदः आचार्येभ्यो नमः। वेदव्यासमहर्षे नमः। ऐतरेय महर्षे नमः। आद्यशङ्करसद्गुरवे अस्मद्गुरुभ्यो नमः। सङ्कल्पः तेषां सर्वेषां कृपानुग्रहेण उपनिषदुक्तब्रह्मात्मैक्यबोधस्य अस्मिन् क्षणे एव अनुभवसिद्ध्यर्थं सनातनधर्मस्य वैदिकहैन्दवसंस्कृतेः साधनानां योगादीनां पुनरुत्थानजागरणविश्वव्याप्तिद्वारा विश्व आध्यात्मिकप्रगतिद्वारा विश्वशान्तिकल्याण एकता पुरोभिवृद्ध्यर्थं ये ये भक्ताः साधकाः आश्रमिणः गुरवः आचार्याः संस्थाः अस्मिन् धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये कङ्कणबद्धाः तेषां सर्वेषां पूर्ण आयुरारोग्य ऐश्वर्य क्षेमस्थैर्यधैर्यादिसत् शक्तिसम्पदा सानुकूल्यता साधनानां प्राप्ति बाह्य अभ्यन्तर शत्रुविघ्न निर्मूलनद्वारा धर्मसंस्थापनकार्ये दिग्विजयार्थम् अनेकशास्त्राणाम् अध्ययनमध्ये श्री ऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषदः पारायणम् आद्यशंकर भाष्य समेत अध्ययन साधना प्रयत्नं वयं सर्वे मोक्षार्थं करिष्यामहे। ओम मनस्तावतमशान्त्यै यस्य पादनखच्छटा शरदिन्दुनिभाभाति तं वन्दे नीलचिन्मणिम्। ओमतः श्रीऋग्वेदान्तर्गत ऐतरेयोपनिषद् शान्तिमन्त्रः। ॐ वाङ्मे मनसि प्रतिष्ठिता मनो मे वाचि प्रतिष्ठितम् आविराविर्म एधि वेदस्य माणिस्थः श्रुतं मे मा प्रहासीः अनेनाधीतेनाहोरात्रान् सन्दधामि ऋतं वदिष्यामि सत्यं वदिष्यामि तन्मामवतु तद्वक्तारमवत्ववतु मामवतु वक्तारमवतु वक्तारम्। ॐ शान्तिः शान्तिः शान्तिः। पारायणम् in the Parayanam, first Adhyaya, third Khanda, we have to do little lengthy, but go fast, enjoy it. ओम अथ तृतीयः खण्डः स ईक्षते मेनुलोकाश्च लोकपालाश्चान्नमेभ्यः सृजायते सोपोभ्यतपत्ताभ्यो विदप्ताभ्यो मूर्तिरजायत या वै सा मूर्तिरजायत अन्नं वै तत् तदेन सृष्टं परां त्यजिगांसत् तद्वाचा जिगृक्षत् तन्नाशक्नोत् वाचा ग्रहीतुं स यथैनद्वाचा अग्रहीष्यत् अभिव्रयाहृत्यः एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्प्राणेनाजिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् प्राणेन ग्रहीतुं स यद्धैनत् प्राणेनाग्रहीष्यत् अभिप्राण्यः एव अन्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्चक्षुषा जिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् चक्षुषा ग्रहीतुं स यद्धैनत् चक्षुषा ग्रहीष्यत् दृष्ट्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्छ्रोत्रेण जिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् श्रोत्रेण ग्रहीतुं स यथ एनत् श्रोत्रेण अग्रहीष्यत् श्रुत्वा हि वान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तत्त्वचा जिगृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् त्वचा ग्रहीतुं स यथ एनत् त्वचा ग्रहीष्यत् स्पृष्ट्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तन्मनसा जिगृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोन्मनसा ग्रहीतुं स यथैनन्मनसा ग्रहीष्यत् ध्यात्वा हैवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तच्छिष्णेनाजिघृक्षत तन्नाशक्नोत् शिष्णेन ग्रहीतुं स यतः एनत् शिष्णेन अग्रहीष्यत् विसृज्य हिवान्नमत्रप्स्यत् तदपानेनाजिगृक्षत तदावयत् स एषः अन्नस्य ग्रहः यद्वायुः अन्नायुर्वा एषः यद्वायुः स ईक्षत कथं नु इदं मद्रुते स्यादिति स ईक्षत कतरेण प्रपद्या इति स ईक्षत यदि वाचा अभिव्याहृतं यदि प्राणेनाभिप्राणितं यदि चक्षुषा दृष्टं यदि श्रोत्रेण श्रुतं यदि त्वचा स्पृष्टं यदि मनसा ध्यातं यद्यपानेनाभ्यपानितं यदि शिष्णेन विसृष्टम् अथ कोऽहमिदे स एतमेव सीमानं विधार्य एतया द्वारा प्रापद्यथ स एषा विद्रुतिर्नामद्वाः तदेतत् नान्दनं तस्य त्रय आवसथाः त्रयस्वप्नाः अयमावसतोऽयमावसतोऽयमावसत इति स जातो भूतान्यभिव्यैख्यत किमिहान्यं वावदिशदिति स एतमेव पुरुषं ब्रह्म तत मम पश्यत इदमदर्शमिति तस्मादिदन्द्रो नाम इदन्द्रो वै नाम तमिदन्द्रं सन्तम् इन्द्र इति आचक्षते परोक्षेण परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः परोक्षप्रिया इव हि देवाः Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Friends, a very beautiful introduction to the third chapter, which is a summary of what has been studied in the earlier two chapters. And thus, a beautiful introduction to this one also. Straight away, Trutiyodhyaya Sambandha Bhashya. In the second Adhyaya, the last sixth mantra, how important it was, because of which every word we thoroughly studied, took more than 5 6 days. It was deserving. And that exercise reminds to us one thing as to how weak and dull-witted are our minds and intellects to understand those subtleties and the chitta in its memory or retention power. That such a beautiful subject, so seriously we studied. But if you look into our heart, no trace of even little memory of that is there, as if it has not been heard on. So that should tell us, okay, therefore, how much we have to empty our chip of the antakarana or the chitta from the unnecessary things of the world, so that the most essential scriptural knowledge which we are studying, it is retained there. It is copied and pasted there. And then that thought should go on, linger in us throughout the day. And whatever is there in the chip of our brain, that thought alone comes. So we knowingly, unknowingly are entertaining unwanted, meaningless things of the world. And they alone come. And for us, the unwanted and meaningless is spirituality. Therefore, we are not so serious in our attempt to remember it. Therefore, those thoughts never come. So we have to reverse it. In this world, there is nothing important. Things are beings. अब ऐसे देखो, जैसे मैंने कहा, stand on the 20th floor, don't jump. Look ground, सुबह 7 बजे 8 कोई चल रहा है, कोई जॉगिंग पे जा रहा है, कोई खेलने जा रहा है, कोई शॉपिंग पे जा रहा है, कोई नौकरी पे जा रहा है, कोई लड़ाई कर रहे हैं, कोई बच्चों को स्कूल भेज रहे हैं. All going on routine throughout the world. Just like the buffaloes graze the grass, the tigers hunt the deers, the fishes have the food in the water, whatever, the birds are such. जैसे सारे जीव कोटि अपना काम कर रहा है, everyone is doing their work. What is special about it? We as a spiritual seeker, what is there in the world special for us to give extra importance? That they are in our mind unnecessary. But they are fighting. Why? How does it matter to you? But they are loving. So what? They are separated. So what? They are united. So what? They are garib. So what? They got an accident. So what? They died. Arey, everybody will die. You will also die today, someday. When we learn the art of, you know, replacing our giving importance to the world by giving no importance to the world except some places, our own dharma related works. उसने उधर कार पार्क की, इसने, these are all unnecessary impressions creating in the mind, becoming a medhaya pihitaha, strong meda of the outer world. Therefore, the Upanishads, the mantras, the meaning of the words, nothing is in our mind. पढ़ तो रहे. One aspect I told. The other aspect is whole the world of entertainment of ours, of watching TV and all, or even the cell phone, 24 hours in that. क्या है उसमें? ओनली सेम फनी इमेज मैसेजेस है, उसमें कोई वैल्यू नहीं है, स्पेशली फॉर अस. वी आर द सीकर्स ऑफ ट्रुथ. रिमेंबर, इफ वी आर सिंसियर, then how can all these be interesting to us, and thus occupy our attention and mind, thus not giving chance for the Shastra Jnana to stay in us. So we have to mold ourselves with our willpower in such a manner that I in my heart remember only the Lord, Saguna Nirguna, for my Upasana and Dhyana. बाकी सब मेरे लिए जरूरत नहीं. It may be important for others and the world, not for me. My goal is Paramatma, isn't it? Like in every profession, there are 10 people, each one is given different work. So he minds his own work, that's not my work. Other works are मेरा नहीं है. Like you see the cricket में, विकेट कीपर काम वही होता है. He will not go and bowl the ball. वो उसका काम नहीं है. He is specified for his work. Everybody is specified for their work by their choice, destiny, Lord's play. For you and I, the only specified thing should be spiritual understanding, spiritual sadhana, reaching the spiritual goal. So, therefore, related to spirituality only should be in our memory all the time, not other things. We have to take care of everything that's spirituality. In general, the life matured and life spiritual. One thing they have common is nothing is taken lightly, everything is taken intensely, seriously, sincerely. Taking means analyzing and knowing whether it is useful for the success in the life and spirituality or not. If not, dropped there and then. If it is required, collected. One of the thing is this one. And slowly we have to reduce our importance to this world and increase our intense importance for our own Shastra. And the whole Upanishad should go on reverberating in our mind. Atma vaidamekam agre asit nanyat kinchana mishatu saikshata imenu lokanu lokapalanu sujayiti, or any of the things. Okay, now let us see. This is a introduction. The mantra goes like that: Koyam Atma iti. Who is this self? Vayam upasmahe. If it is very clearly known to us, then we will meditate. We. Vayam upasmahe. So it indicates that there is a group of people discussing this one. That thing Bhagavan Shankara is explaining to us through the Sambandha Bhashya. He says, very beautiful it is. Brahma Vidya Sadhana Krita Sarvatma Bhava Phala Avaptim. See, in one line only, the entire spiritual pursuit is summarized. The beauty of Bhagavan Adi Shankara's explanation. And if you are subtle, matured, we also catch that message. मजा आएगा वो. तो ब्रह्म विद्या साधन कृत. सो ब्रह्म विद्या का साधन अगर करने से करते हैं तो व्हाट इज द रिजल्ट? व्हाट शुड बी द रिजल्ट? सर्वात्म भाव फलम. दैट सर्वात्म भाव फल अवाप्तिम, दैट एक्सपीरियंस ऑफ सर्वात्म भाव, बिकॉज ऑफ द साधना ऑफ द ब्रह्म विद्या, experience of sarvatma bhava because of the sadhana of the Brahma Vidya, Vamadeva Acharya Paramparaya, through the parampara of the Acharyas. In between Vamadeva ji came, before Vamadeva, after Vamadeva Vite. तो वामदेवादि आचार्य परंपरया श्रुत्या अवद्योत्तमाना श्रुत्या अवद्योत्यमानाम Shrutya avadyothyamanam, that Brahma Vidya which is continuously being illuminated, enlightened, made brighter by the Shruti Mata. So Shruti Mata is throwing light continuously on that Brahma Vidya only, of which when one practices, one gets the experience of the Sarvatma Bhava. So Brahma Vidya Sadhana Kruta should lead to Sarvatma Bhava. Okay, and that is what is being enlightened or light is thrown on continuously by the Upanishad on this subject. And this is being taught to us in the Acharya Parampara. In the Acharya Parampara, Vamadevaji was there. Okay, so Brahma Vidya Sadhana Kruta Sarvatma Bhava Phala Avaptim, the Avapti of the Phala of the Sarvatma Bhava, Vamadevadi Acharya Parampara. It is spoken to us in the parampara of the Vamadevadi Acharya. Then Shrutya Avadyotamanam, the same thing is being again and again Avadyotamana. Avadyotanam means illuminating. Shruti Mata Upanishad again lights about these two only. One is Brahma Vidya and its sadhana, second its phala of Sarvatma Bhava. And this thing, this particular subject of the Brahma Vidya along with its sadhana, along with its phala of the Sarvatma Bhava, which is spoken by all the Upanishads, which is being here explained to us in the parampara in which Vamadeva also came. That one more quality said. What is that? Brahmavid Parishadi, the same subject in the Parishad, in the assembly of Brahmavid, the Brahmavetas. Brahmavetas means who want to experience the Brahman, who want to know what sadhana to be done. Such people's assembly, Brahmavid Parishadi, Atyanta Prasiddham, which is very, very famous in that. है ना, इन द ब्रह्मविद के परिषद में प्रसिद्ध यही होता है, द ब्रह्म विद्या एज टू हाउ it is to be understood, how it is to be practiced, what it looks like when the practice is completed, the experience of Sarvatma Bhava, यही टॉपिक्स वहाँ होते हैं दिस सब्जेक्ट को. So four explanations are given for the Brahma Vidya. That Brahma Vidya whose practice gives the Sarvatma Bhava. That Brahma Vidya which is taught to us so far in this Upanishad, in the Acharya Parampara and example of Vamadeva. That Brahma Vidya which is continuously illuminated, enlightened by the Upanishad. And that Brahma Vidya which is the main theme and topic in the discussion of the Brahmavid Parishad. Like a sports ministry, they assemble. What is the topic they discuss? What is the position of the sports of Indian sports persons compared to the world? I know, very lagging behind. Nothing to we don't get any medals. Why? Because unlike the other countries, in our country, all children, everybody, especially the girls, women, they are tied down to the houses. They are never given the opportunities. Even they have the ability, capacity. Therefore, we don't get any medals. Therefore, let us start these and that forums or organizations or the coaching institutions and these and that do so that our medal tally increases. Sports ministry will think only that subject. They don't talk about the other topics. So to the IT ministry when it sits. And what further satellites have to be sent for this technology informations more pakka functioning. Or this IT, how it has to spread the whole country, or how it has to be used every nook and corner for smooth functioning, or what are the IT related crimes that are happening, negativities that are happening, how to control them. Okay? So, to when the home ministry sits, so there is what is the law and order situation within the nation at every part of the states. Anywhere more attention to be paid, again Manipur violence started. So, therefore, deploy the troops there. Every department. So, to Ram Mandir Trust. When they sit, how this function has to be done, 22nd ko Rama Bhagwan ka Prana Pratishta. How to manage the VVIPs who come in lakhs. Then further, for few months, there will be flow. There were big thinking, discussion, 100 departments in that. वही सोचेंगे वो लोग. So to the economy of India, external affairs. Same way, beautiful thought here is what? Brahmavid Parishadi, Brahmavedtaon ke Parishad mein, in their meeting, in their assembly, in that group of people's assembly, Brahmavid Parishadi, Atyanta Prasiddham, Prasiddham, which is very, very famously discussed. Okay. Upalabhamanaha mumukshavaha brahmanaha. The mumukshus and brahmanas took this topic of the Brahma Vidya, which has got the above four importances. उस ब्रह्म विद्या को ये जो मुमुक्ष ब्राह्मण कौन है वो लोग, वेरी इंटरेस्टिंग, अधुनातना प्लस ब्रह्म जिज्ञासव, लेटेस्ट, अधुनाथ मीन्स लेटेस्ट, द फ्रेश ब्रांड ऑफ द यंगस्टर्स. अधुनातन मीन्स अभी वाले, पुरातन एंड अधुनातन. द अधुनातना, बट दैट ब्रह्म जिज्ञासव, माइंड यू, they are also Brahma Jignasus. And in their heart, there is a beautiful sankalpa is there. What is that? Ki anityat, that which is not permanent, sadhya sadhana lakshanat, that is endowed with karma and karma phala conditioning, which is what is that? Samsarat. And what is the cause of samsara? Ajiva bhavat. Caused by the jiva bhava, the samsara, and the samsara strengthens the jiva bhava. Vyavivrutsavaha, those who totally want to get rejected or get detached from, get liberated from this jiva bhava. Such adhunatana brahma jignasu, so vicharayanta, when they sat for discussion, anyonyam pruchanti, they were asking each other. This is how the discussion happened. And what is the pruchanti they do? Koyam atma iti. So that means what? Kaha ayam atma is the first mantra. Who is this self? So Bhagavan Adi Shankara so wisely giving such a beautiful introduction. Who is this self is a question. So whenever such question is there, there is somebody questioning and someone is questioning. So who are they? Cannot be the old people, because old people they already realized. Therefore they have to be Adhunatanas. They are Adhunatanas, but they are asking this question. Therefore they must be Brahma Jignasus. And who can be a Brahma Jignasu? Not a samsari. Therefore, he must have the desire to get out of the samsara. And he must be knowing that samsara say we can come out, the bondage of samsara we can come out only by the Brahma Jignasa. Therefore, the Adhunatana, modern Brahma Jignasus who have the dispassion for samsara, they want to come out of it, they want to get liberated. In their meeting, they started talking to each other. In that, the question came, Koyamatma. And this discussion has its own earlier 4 points. And that Brahma Vidya, when it is practiced thoroughly, which results in Charvatma Bhava, that Brahma Vidya, which is eloquently enlightened again and again by the Upanishads, Shruti Mata, that Brahma Vidya, which is taught to us in this Upanishad, in the Acharya Parampara, example of the Vamadeva ji. And that Brahma Vidya, which is very famous in the Brahmavid Parishadi, Atyanta Prasiddham. Okay, that Brahma Vidya ko some other Brahmanaha Mumukshavaha Adunatana of this modern time. Brahmanaha Mumukshavaha Adunatana, but Brahma Jignasavaha, they are the Brahma Jignasus. And they know the qualification of Brahma Jignasa is what? Samsara se unko virakti. We don't want this samsara. And why this samsara is not required? 2 or 3 shortcomings of samsara are told. What? One is the samsara is anitya. Second is it is endowed with sadhya sadhana. In the samsara, anything you want called as sadhya. You have to work for it hard, it is sadhana. Every sadhana in the samsara is limited. We are not talking spiritual sadhana, meditation of the realization. We are talking of the worldly samsara. Every sadhana in this world of samsara is limited. Therefore, the phala that comes out of it also is limited. The sadhya. So अनित्यात साध्य साधनात्, साध्य साधना भी अनित्य है, because of which the साध्य also अनित्य. That is the लक्षण of the samsara. Okay, तो अनित्यात साध्य साधन लक्षणात् संसारात्. And very important thing is आजीव भावात्, व्याविवृत्सवः. Therefore, what is the beauty of this sentence? There is jiva bhava in which the seeking of the anitya vastus is there, and to obtain which the Anitya Prayatnam is done. And that Anitya Prayatnam gave the Anitya result, it is gone away. Again back to square one of the zero level. Again another desire and another working. So Anityat Sadhya Sadhana Lakshanat Samsarat, then Ajivya Bhavat Vyabhivrutsav. Vyabhivrutsav means they don't want to enter into that headache. They want to come out of it. See in one para how many things Bhagavan Shankara has put for us, which is again the summary of all Upanishads, essence of the Vedantic Marga discussion. So if you and I are in the Vedanta Marga, two things are: first, we should desire to come out of samsara, therefore, we should desire to come out of the Jiva Bhava. We should know the reason why these two have to come out. Reason is they are Anitya Sadhya Sadhana. The sadhana is Anitya and Sadhya is Anitya. If there is no Nitya Sadhya Vastu, then Majburan we should have continued it. But there is something when we put effort and gain it, that gain is Nitya. That Sadhya Vastu is Nitya. That is called as Brahma. Therefore, somehow they came to know these Adunadanaha who are actually in the samsara for a sufficient period of time. Now they got the dispassion from the samsara, therefore they became mumukshus. The moment they became mumukshus, they want to come out of the samsara, which is anitya sadhya sadhana. Where is that moksha comes? When they thought about, they understood it is in the Brahma Prapti. And the Brahma Prapti comes because of Brahma Jignasa. Therefore they called a meeting. In that meeting, they discussed Koyamatma. And in that discussion, the Koyamatma, the discussion is about Brahman. That Brahman is in the above four sentences, what Bhagavan Shankara said. वो ब्रह्म विद्या जिसका अभ्यास करने से सार्वात्म भाव मिलेगा, which is moksha, which is spoken by this Upanishad as Acharya Parampara Vamadev ji ke साथ, which is in all Upanishads highlighted Avadyotamana. Then in the Brahmavid Parishad, this is the main subject. They don't waste time in talking this or that. Of that Brahma Vidya, the modern, some of the samsarins, wanting to come out of the samsara because they got virakti, having become mumukshus, they took up this subject for their discussion and they called a meeting. In that meeting was Koyamatma, the question. Therefore, this first mantra's Koyamatma question has this background. Isn't it? मीन्स व्हाट, उपनिषद को पूरा अध्ययन करके उसका जो पूरा कंटेक्स्ट को भी समझकर द वे शंकरा वुड्स नोबडी कैन डू इट. एक्चुअली तो वामदेव जी एक्सपीरियंस इज मोक्ष हो गया. वी आर हिंटेड अबाउट इट इन दैट लास्ट मंत्र. Then why this fourth, third kanda has come, third chapter? In that Brahma Vidya Parishad, there was a discussion as to which Atma to meditate. Because in Vamadeva's story, Vamadeva realized it is told, but that exactly specifically which self he has realized and got liberated is conspicuous for us, not conspicuous for us, doubtful. So, to clearly tell us, this topic has come, the third chapter. And in that third chapter, the background is this. Kidi Adunatana Brahma Jignasu Mumukshus who wanted to come out of the Sadhya Sadhana Lakshanwala, Samsara and Jiva Bhava, they made a meeting. They called for a meeting. In that, they started asking each other, Koyamatma. And how did they make the meeting and how did they take up this as an agenda? Because they came to know that to come out of the bandhana, Brahma Jignasa has to be done. And which Brahma Jignasa? Which is famous in all Brahmavid Parishad, which is highlighted by the Upanishads all everywhere. This Upanishad also talk about that only through Vamadeva as the Acharya. And when that Upanishadic Brahma Vidya abhyas kiya jata hai, practice, the moksha in the form of Sarvatma Bhava is experienced. You know how nice, really, is it not enchanting when you this way study upar se niche se upar and try to thoroughly understand the whole subject in it. With that, the intelligence of Adi Shankara is understood by us, his kindness and compassion, how to bring and put in front of us the introduction, that also we understand. More importantly, what is the subject that is being discussed, that is revealed to us. Otherwise, we'll remain in the vagueness. Now, after with this much of explanation, again read it, the Bhashya. Brahma Vidya Sadhana Kruta Sarvatma Bhava Phala Avaptim Vamadevadi Acharya Paramparaya Shrutya Avadyotamanam Brahmavid Parishadi Atyanta Prasiddham Upalabhamanaha Mumukshavaha Brahmanaha Adunatanaha Brahma Jignasavaha Anityat Sadhya Sadhana Lakshanat Samsarat Ajiva Bhavat Vyavivrutsavaha Vicharayantaha Anyonyam Pruchanti Koyamatma iti. Okay. Now, Katham Pruchanti, that's what is the first loka. Let us do it. Om Koyamatmeti Vayamupasmahe Kataraha sa Atma Yena va Pashyade Yena va Shrunoti Yena va Gandhana Jigrati Yena va Vacham Vyakaroti Yena va Swaducha Vichanati. This is the first mantra. We will see the meaning and we will study the Bhashya. Okay. Kaha ayam Atma. Kaha means who? I am Atma, this self. Obviously, which self? Which is the self, the theme of all the Upanishads, which is the theme in the Brahmavid Upanishad, which Vamadevji realized, experienced and realized, experiencing which there is a Sarvatma Bhava, Kaha ayam Atma. Okay? Iti. Kohoyam Atma iti. कौन है आत्मा? भाष्य में पूरा क्लियर आएगा. Always the mantras are in the Sutra Rupa. Except some places, many places Sutra Rupa. इसलिए तो भाष्यकार आकर he is explaining to us ना. Not like पुराण इतिहास, the Upanishadic mantras are just straight. वो जो बहुत सारे gaps होते हैं उसमें. So to fill up that only Bhagavan Adi Shankara. So what is the first line? Kaha ayam Atma. Who is this self? Why do you want to know? Answer is why upasmahe. We want to do the upasana of it. Why do you want to do upasana? I already told you, no? Vamadeva Adi God. The moksha from samsara with this by gaining sarvatma bhava. तो हमको भी वही चाहिए ना मोक्ष. तब हमको जानना है कौन है आत्मा. So that we do the inquiry. Actually इसको कहते हैं कोयम आत्मा is a question of the disciple. From here onwards, वयम उपासमहे onwards, the entire thing is the Guru Maharaj ka teaching. That way you can see. Koyam Atma iti, Guru says Vayam Upasmahe. And how do you do the Upasana? Oh, this is the way. One way of seeing. Another way is what? Koyam Atma, somebody raised the question, like in the group meetings. The main person or coordinator, today our point of discussion is this one. So now please your opinion, your idea, your thought, your suggestion. All collected. Then again on that second meeting, each one is given 15 minutes again to ponder over it, come back with their final thoughts. Then all of that is assembled, and then this is what the main final decision team of the three people have decided. Any shock, any objection? Nothing, sir. Accepted. Now pass it. Okay. Koyam Atma iti. Who is this Atma? Why do you want to know? Why upasmahe? Because we want to do the upasana of him. Why? When that Atma is realized, our maqsad of freeing from samsara and jiva bhava and the sarvatma bhava we will experience. So that's called moksha. Okay. This is explained. भाष्य से हम पढ़ेंगे फिर से. Now, kataraha saha atma. Second question. Kataraha saha atma. Kataraha is a word comes when there are two things, and among two, which of the one? Like two people are there some 150 meters away. तो you are telling वो देखो वो मेरा दोस्त है. अब कौन है दोनों में दोस्त? पूछते हैं ना. दैट कौन है दोनों में एक, उसको कतराहा कहते हैं. अच्छा वो वाला. So the one who has got the pink t-shirt, he is my friend. Okay. So kataraha sa atma. Who is that atma? कोयम आत्मा कतरह आत्मा, कौन है वो आत्मा इन दोनों में। देखो दो आत्मे हैं अंदर। और related to the earlier sentence, katara atma vayam upasmahe. Obviously, which atma among these two we have to do upasana for getting moksha. You can do upasana of everything, but you can't get moksha by upasana of everything. जिसका उपासना करने से मोक्ष मिलता है उसी का उपासना करना. Otherwise, everything we have done, but we have not got the thing what we want to get by doing so. So, कोयम आत्मा वयम उपासमहे कतरह स आत्मा, कौन आत्मा है हमको उपासना करके मोक्ष पाना है. Seems there are two atmas. Among these two, which is the one of which when we do upasana, we get the moksha. For that only we are here. We get this Sarvatma Bhava. Okay. Now the options are given. What is the Yenava Pashyati? That by which the seeing is happening. Yenava Shrunoti. That by which the ear is listening is happening. Yenava Gandhana Jigrati. That by which the smell is smelled too. Yenava Vacham Vyakaroti. That by which the speech is spoken. Yenava Swaducha Aswaducha Vijana. That by which the taste or non-taste that are tasted. The tongue. First mantra is this. Somewhat it is near to our Kena Upanishad, isn't it? I know thoda sa relation. There also the question by the disciple, like the third chapter of Gita. Third chapter of Gita में Arjuna अथ केन प्रयुक्तोऽयं पापं चरति पुरुषः. That has come from Kena Upanishad. But Kena Upanishad में पाप की बात नहीं होती है. What is that? केनेशितं पतति प्रेषितं मनः केन प्राण प्रथम प्रैति युक्तः केनेशितां वाचमिमां वदन्ति चक्षुश्रोत्रं कौतुको युनक्ति. There the answer is similar like this. What is the answer there? Shrotrasya shrotram, the ear of the ear. Manaso manoyad, that which is the mind of the mind. Vachoha vacham, speech of the speech. Pranasya pranaha or granasya granaha. Chakshusha chakshu. So here also, yenava pashyati, yenava shrunoti, yenava gandhana jigrati, yenava vyakaroti, yenava swadcha aswadcha vijanati. Okay, this is what it will be discussed. ये पूरा करके second slok. So the take home point is what? One is there are upadhis. Second is there is one individuality which is functioning through the upadhis and identifying with the upadhis and experiencing the modifications of upadhis as its own. This is one atma. There is another atma which is there only as witness, in whose presence all this is happening. So among these two, which is the Atma real, which we have to do Upasana? Again, it is somewhat related to what we studied again in Mundaka Upanishad. Isn't it? Two Pakshis are told. है द्वा सुवर्णा सयुजा सखाया समानम वृक्षम परिशस्व जाते तयोः अन्यः पिप्पलम स्वादुवत्ति. अन्य means one of them. It is eating the swadu pippala, that is a karma phalas. What about the other one? Anashnan anyah avichakashit. The other one is without going through the karma phala, he is only witnessing. That is the Ishvara Pakshi, is a Jiva Pakshi. In us also, there are two individualities. One is functioning with the upadhis, identifying with the upadhis, going through the experiences of upadhis as his own. That is Jiva, that is Samsari, that is you and I right now. But there is another Atma who is present, in whose presence all these are happening, and he is not touched by them. Among these two, which is the real Atma, doing whose Upasana, we become liberated. Here Upasana is identifying with the self. Not doing the Abhishekam and Chandan Kumkum, Atma ko pakad ke lao, unko nehla ke kapda naya pehna ke Chandan lagao. Here the Upasana means becoming one. It's a spiritual Upasana, mein, it is always identity. In the Puranic Upasana, it is a variety of the Upasanas done. Bhagwan is happy, you ask what boons you want, he gives and you tell the Bhagwan, ab de diya na, ab chale jao, mere ko enjoy karne do. So here it is not. Now remember, we are studying other Upanishads. Therefore, all those quotations and stories we remember, we are able to relate to it. But imagine a student and a group of people, we have not said any other Upanishad, सिर्फ यही पढ़ रहे मानो, तो उसके लिए पूरा नया है, fresh है knowledge. Surprising. For you and I, not so surprising because we studied and we are referring. That difference is just to say that there is Ekavakyata in all Upanishads. There is no contradiction. And then why we are studying so many? One is academically to make our Rishimuni prasanna. Second is in our own interest of strengthening our knowledge regarding Brahma Tattva. Okay. Now what is the Bhashya of it? So beautiful. Then the second mantra, third mantra takes us to the Prajnanam, the pure inner immaculate consciousness as the self which has to be identified with. That identification is called Upasana. This is how this Upanishad guides us. This is the main sadhana part. ये तीसरा अध्याय, बाकी सब पहले थियरी हो चुका है, अभी साधना. In the other two things, the Siddhanta was explained through the Srishti Prakriya of the Ishvara and he himself became Jiva. Then that Jiva of so many of lives of going through struggles, somehow he got the Vairagya. Taught by his gurus, he got the moksha. And that is shown to us in the example of Vamadeva. Okay, now particularly to us, we must know within us which is the self to be meditated on. है ना? जनरल स्टोरी बता दिया भाई और वामदेव का एग्जाम्पल दिया. अब now we have to talk about ourselves. How to use both of them for our own sadhana. This third chapter deals with that subject of our sadhana of meditating on which self in us. In other words, already we are identifying with one lower self and that's what we are suffering. No, stop it. There is other higher self. You detach from the lower, identify with that, you are liberated. All those things will come in Bhashya. Beautiful it is. We'll enjoy it. Om 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 Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnamevavashishyate Om Shanti 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 Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Paramarshibhyo Parabrahmane Shruti MAATRE Om Tat Sat Brahmarpanamastu. That's great, my dear friends.